Today, on Be Something Wonderful, manifest your new life literally overnight and out of the blue. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning and welcome back to the studios of Be Something Wonderful. I have a massive video for you this morning. I want to talk about this creator who's also been on the channel for a while. And the conversation we had was so powerful. She said, Tom, I literally manifested my new life overnight. And she mentioned a lot of the content that we talk about every day. One particular video where we talked about this person that had this smoking addiction and literally moved to the identity or version of herself that no longer smokes or never did smoke or doesn't have that addiction, doesn't have that craving. Right? And she was really inspired by all of that. Let's talk about this masterclass that she presents and unpack it like we never have before. Her story was, I struggled with relationships and trying to quit smoking for years. Right? And she believes, right, the relationships formed around her mother, always bouncing around relationships. Right? Her mother was divorced young and bouncing around between relationships. And interesting, she knows that belief was formed there. So it's not that belief was unconscious, that subjective tendency or that unconscious drive to believe that she's not worthy of relationships and that, oh, if it's a relationship, it's not going to last more than a few weeks or a few months, right? And so it wasn't inaccessible. She just believed that they're difficult to change. She tried everything. Same with the smoking, to quit smoking. She tried therapy, and I think one of you even mentioned, I think on a comment, which we'll talk about today as well, somatic therapy, right? Meditations, retreats, all of it. She goes, you name it, I tried it. She goes, then I finally made the decision that I am that I am, understanding that I am all identities. I'm all these versions. So it's not that when I declare it, it's not that I'm not going to feel or think or remember a specific version of me. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But if I do, I know I'm this new version, right? She stopped consciously, hear this, consciously giving her power away to the subconscious past or to the habit or craving of smoking, to that other identity. She goes, if I am all identities, then I can move. I can consciously move there. Unless I believe that I need to reprogram my subconscious and need to do a lot of meditations or retreats, I can declare it right now. Nothing wrong with any of those things, by the way. Nothing wrong with somatic therapy, meditations or retreats, right? But remember, or retreats. Remember though, your source. You only need me, or you only need that I am awareness, as Jesus said in The Chosen. He said, you only need me. You only need that awareness of being, because that's what really changes it. The therapy and meditations retreats don't really change it. It's your conscious decision, right? And here's her story now, 17 months now, no craving. Craving's gone. She knows she's in a new identity because she declared it. She decided. It wasn't like in the first few weeks and months that she wasn't feeling it. But she was understanding that that's no longer who she is. Hear this, right? She stayed into that. And then she has a new relationship almost 10 months now. She goes, that is a huge record for me, right? Usually it's a few weeks, maybe a few months if she's lucky, right? So let's talk about this and more today. This is powerful. Remember, and this is some of the stuff we discussed on this massive discussion that we had. Nothing manifests out of the blue. It comes out of you. Nothing manifests overnight. It's already here and now. So this whole idea, she knew, this is two things she pulled out of some of the videos. When we say overnight, we mean it's already here and now. That's why we use things like 24-hour challenge or the 48-hour challenge or overnight, right? You're only ever experiencing, manifesting who and what you're conscious of being. Do you see this? She decided, I'm going to decide who and what I'm conscious of being. When I stopped trying to solve the problem of non-fulfillment, my entire life changed, literally overnight and out of the blue. These are her words. This is powerful, right? She really, really, really absorbed this idea that she's it, that there's no problem to solve here. She's not trying to solve the problem of smoking or trying to solve the problem of that identity that has that history of broken relationships or short relationships or not believing that they're worthy of relationship. Instead, she moved to the identity. Hear this. The reality, the version of her who doesn't smoke, who has long-term loving relationships. It's your conscious mind is the director. It's one with that super consciousness and subconscious mind. It's not apart from it. It's the same power. But we just give our power away, right? This is powerful. So I stopped waiting for 3D reality to catch up with my assumptions and just assumed I am reality. Wow. Wow. It reminds me of that quote from the Chosen. I am the law of Moses, as Jesus declared. I am the law. I am reality. I love this. I love this. Persisting in your wish fulfilled is not about trying to control your thoughts and feel good until something changes out there in 3D manifested reality. It's about seeing and expecting fulfillment no matter what. You're thinking and feeling and seeing and expecting, wanting, seeing, being and experiencing fulfillment no matter what. Do you see it? Again, it's you are thinking and you're feeling and you're seeing. You're expecting, you're wanting, seeing and being and experiencing fulfillment no matter what. Whether you're wanting it, experiencing it, being it, seeing it, it's only fulfillment now. You get it that you are that new identity. You are that new version of you. So powerful. Let's continue. Persisting in your wish fulfilled is a decision within to see, react, and respond and interact to, with, and as 3D reality from a place of fulfillment no matter what, expecting fulfillment and nothing else. Do you see? She merged with this identity, merged with 3D reality, knowing that it's not outside of her, nothing is, right? And made a decision. That's all I'm going to see. That's how I'm going to react and respond and interact as that reality. Even if I have a craving or I start having a thought that the relationship won't happen, I'll know that comes with from another version of me that I no longer choose. Do you see it? I'm going to keep choosing this new version. It's okay, guys, when those come up. It's knowing that you're in fulfillment no matter what. You expect fulfillment no matter what. It's not about wanting and tolerating judged, unwanted conditions that appear out there until they change. We've talked about that in many videos. That just keeps you waiting for something to change, right? Persisting in your wish fulfilled is your new reality and identity. That persisting is the new reality. You're not waiting for the new reality. That persisting in that new identity, that new reality is that new reality. It's not a condition to be met or a new main manifesting technique to try until you manifest what you want. She said she was trying all those main techniques, all those new techniques. It's none of that. It's not a condition to be met or fulfilled before you can be fulfilled. The persisting is the fulfillment. That's powerful. When you want only love, you will see nothing else. From A Course in Miracles, I quoted that many times, dozens of videos. Likewise, if you insist on non-fulfillment, that it can't be easy. Can't be easy to quit smoking. It can't be easy to be in a new identity that is in a loving relationship. That it can't be easy, that you need to work on your self-concept, that you need to fix yourself, that you need to heal old wounds, that you need to do shadow work, that you need to reprogram your subconscious, that you have to do somatic therapies, as one of you also mentioned on the channel, then that's all you'll see. If that's your belief, nothing wrong with any of those things. But if that's your belief, that will be your experience, that it's not easy. That I'm working on it. I'm creating a reality of reprogramming. I'm creating a reality of doing shadow work. And I'm going to see all these shadows keep popping up. I'm going to work on fixing that self-concept, but there'll be another self-concept that pops up that needs fixing for sure. Do you see it? But Tom, this is the quote from on the channel that fits well with today's video. But Tom, this is on yesterday's video. Our bodies can get stuck in certain survival emotions. And it's impossible, this is coming from one subscriber, to manifest in those states. even to manifest that you're not in that state. And she goes, what am I missing something? Well, you are, and we're going to talk about that. Remember, your body is not stuck. You are. Your body doesn't have a will of its own. You give it will and light and life. So it's not your body that's stuck in certain emotions, right? There's only source energy. Now, there is some truth to it. I get what you're getting at, right? This whole idea of survival, the subconscious in survival mode. But your conscious mind, who you are, is the directive power of all of that. Your body's not stuck, you are. Your body is a manifestation of your assumptions and your beliefs. And it's not our bodies, you're saying our bodies, it's your body. That's your creation. You created the body that's stuck. We're going to unpack this a little bit more today because it's perfect for today's video. It's impossible to manifest in those states. Well, that's your assumptions. That is your entire life experience, that it's impossible. That's your experience. You create that, right? Manifesting and shifting realities in every moment is all you do. You're always manifesting. It's never impossible to manifest. You're a manifester. You're a creator. You're a shifter. You're shifting and manifesting and creating and seeing new realities in every moment. That's what consciousness and awareness does. It's conscious and aware of things, of something, of itself, right? Of life. So it's not impossible to manifest anything. You're always manifesting, and you have manifested that. And then you go on to say, I was never able to just assume myself calm and secure until I started somatic therapies for my nervous system. Well, that's your belief, right? Those are your assumptions. Those are your conditions. That's your placebo. That's what you believe in. You're believing that the body and your nervous system is cause. Do you see it? So you're treating your body. You're treating your nervous system because they're causing you this life that you don't want with these emotions, right? This is all assumptions. Remember what Jesus said, you only need me. And remember, you assume and believe your body is stuck and you need somatic therapies to heal your nervous system. And what does the reality mirror say? Yes, you do. Your body is stuck. Your nervous system needs to be treated. And that's the reality you create. I don't care how many people talk about it, how many therapists and all of these experts talk about it. You are reality. I am is the one and only reality, right? Everything else is a story. So there's only one emotion, source, energy, absolute unconditional love. That's what you are. Survival emotions, which I get it, a lot talk about this stuff. I know where you're coming from. I understand, right? I've been through this, right? If you've read my memoir, you know my story, right? Survival emotions are thoughts of lack, limitation, and separation from you as the one source. That's what we label as survival emotions. They're just thoughts. You're only ever feeling what you're thinking. Emotions is energy in motion. It's the feeling caused by thoughts. It's source energy put through a filter of lack, of thoughts of lack, of limitation and separation from you as that one source. In other words, I am not. That's what survival emotion is, right? I need to survive. I need to exist. And I need to protect myself, right? They're felt in the body. Clearly, they're felt in the body. That's your emotional guidance system. That's telling you that what you're thinking and assuming is not true of yourself. They are not stuck in the body. I know Eckhart and a lot of these great spiritual teachers talk about this idea. David Hawkins, the releasing techniques, those are all completely valid. They're all true. It's all powerful. But I'm saying really nothing is stuck. Your body, your entire world is created and recreated in every moment and now. You're new in every moment. So what appears to be stuck is just you recreating the same, a similar situation in your life, a similar identity, a similar body. It's always new. You're completely new in a new reality, new body, new world in every moment. But you keep creating it around that story that you're stuck. You're stuck on the assumption that you need therapy. You're stuck on the assumption that you need processes and techniques and the reality out there to be different, to be and have what and who you already are and have. And those assumptions of I am not yet manifest as emotions in the body. And the circumstances and conditions out there, they manifest as feelings in the body that seem stuck and conditions out there that seem unwanted. All of it. And those conditions manifest to prove that you're right. The physical conditions keep getting recreated to say, yeah, you're right about those assumptions. The unwanted conditions out there keep going, yeah, you're right. The mirror keeps going, you're right, you're stuck. Do you see this? Abraham Hicks, if your desire is strong enough, it doesn't matter what your beliefs are. I always liked that because that's powerful. That strong desire, though, is your new version of you saying, here I am. Do you see it? If your desire is strong enough, it doesn't matter. Well, your desire is always strong enough. It's a version of you saying, here I am. Move to me. Come this way. You're already there, right? The past, horizontal linear experience no longer belongs to this new version of you. This is what happened with this client that no longer has the craving, that no longer is going week to week, changing relationships or month to month, right? It's no longer who she is. It belongs to the other version of her. So if she does have a craving, or especially she said in the early weeks and months, if a craving came up, she knew that it was no longer her. It belonged to the other version of her. It belonged to her, not me. It's not who I am anymore. It's now a version of you in your linear past. That craving or those broken relationships no longer belong to you. That linear past moved you. That experience of one version of you, right, moved you to redefine who you are now with a new identity and new linear past that makes more sense to who you are now. So that past, when you had the cravings, when you're in those relationships that didn't go anywhere, no longer belong to you. But that version of you, because you're all versions, moved you to redefine yourself to who you are now. That has a new past where that old linear past no longer belongs to you. You're now the version that never smoked or quit or doesn't have the cravings and never had problems with relationships, that knows how to love. You don't get rid of old subjective tendencies or unconscious drives. You don't get rid of that. They're all part. You don't reprogram God. They're all part of God, or all that is, right? You transcend them. You become more than them. Wow. Without invalidating any of them or any of it. Hear this. It's not like you escape or dissolve or get rid of subjective tendencies. All possible unconscious drives, or what we call subjective tendencies, exist. You transcend them by becoming more than them, without invalidating any of them. This is what Seth, the non-physical that was channeled through Jane Roberts in the 70s. You have the conscious mind for good reason. You are not at the mercy of unconscious drives unless you consciously acquiesce to them. I talked about that in a few videos. That's powerful. That's what your conscious mind, it's the directive power. Remember, your conscious mind, just because it looks outward and creates that physical experience, doesn't mean that it's weak, doesn't mean that it doesn't have power. It's one with all power. I and the Father are one. Even though the Father is greater than I, that greater consciousness, the one divine mind, is greater than what I'm aware of or conscious of. I'm one with it. Remember, your conscious mind's not cut off or separate from your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind, yes, that greater consciousness is the seat or center of all power, all knowing, all emotions, all thoughts, all images, all unconscious drives are there. Therefore, nothing is inaccessible or out of reach to you. It's all there. That's just a story or a belief or an assumption that's believed to be true, right? This is what Seth again says. One of the greatest tales is the idea that the conscious mind does not have any touch with the foundations of its own being, that it is divorced from nature, and that the individual is therefore at the mercy of unconscious drives over which he has no control. Wow! That you're at the mercy of the subconscious, right? That the survival, that you're divorced from nature, and that's why you have these survival emotions. that you feel like nature or the world or reality is outside of you and that you've got to survive, right? None of that's outside of you. This is big, right? So you have the belief that you need therapies and treatments to access that creative power when it's always available to you, right? We have downgraded the conscious mind as something that's not very powerful, and all the power is here. It's one with all the power, right? You direct it all. That's powerful. So this subscriber who believes, this particular subscriber who commented on the channel, who believes our bodies can get stuck, says, what am I missing? Am I missing something with her comment? Yes. Yes, we all are, right? We all are. But that your conscious beliefs and assumptions form and create your entire life experience. You're missing that. Because your conscious beliefs, what you consciously believe and assume, creates your entire life experience. Not these things that are stuck in your body, right? You assume and believe you're at the mercy of survival emotions, right? And I know they call them survival emotions. There's all of that. And unconscious drives. And you're displacing the power of your conscious mind. You believe those survival emotions, those subjective tendencies, usurp the power of the conscious mind. But remember, the conscious mind is one mind. It's God. You don't usurp the power of God, right? The conscious mind is not some prodigal child or poor relative of the self. You can change the focus of your own consciousness. There is nothing inaccessible of such inner knowledge and experience. Seth again, right? It's not some poor relative or a prodigal, right, of yourself. It has access to all of it. It's part of all of it. This is big. All of the power of your inner self are set into activation as a result of your conscious beliefs. All of the power of your inner self are set into activation as a result of what you consciously assume and believe. That's powerful. So powerful. You assume that what you consciously think, believe, and assume is somehow less powerful because you have been taught that it is not what forms your life. You have been told that regardless of your beliefs, you're terrorized by unconscious conditioning. And as long as you hold that conscious belief, you will experience it as reality. This is again Seth through Jane Roberts, right? You assume that what you consciously think, believe, and assume is somehow less powerful. And Seth says, because you have been taught that it is not what forms your life. We've been taught that, right? That you have been told that regardless of your beliefs, you're terrorized by this unconscious conditioning. And as long as you hold that conscious belief, you will experience it as reality. That's what Seth says. Remember, your beliefs and emotions felt and circumstances imagined are not reality. You are. That's powerful. Manifest your new life literally overnight and out of the blue. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the ambassadors at Be Something Wonderful, at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, and for being part of our membership channel. In another week, a week from tomorrow, we have our 5th live stream to be broadcast on the Be Something Wonderful membership channel, our 14th overall. I'm going to be answering questions that you're sending to us to info@besomethingwonderful.com. Keep sending your questions and topics. If you're a member, join us. If you're not a member, check out the link below. It's going to be next week, Sunday, May 26, 2024 at 9 a.m. Pacific Coast Standard Time. Join us. Creators, with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude. This is Tom Kearin here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Until next time, we'll see you soon.